Hey everyone, Tommy Manor here. This is just going to be a quick video talking about the Pagani Utopia and some modifications I've made to it to make it a bit more accurate to the real car itself. So first I want to just start by saying that this is one of my favorite sets from the Speed Champions line so far. The build of it's pretty basic, but the techniques used are just so unique and like I wouldn't think of it ever, I think, if I were to build this car myself. And yeah, just even if it was really simple, coming up with the techniques themselves are would have just been really difficult and massive props to the designer who actually made this car, sorry. Um, I say mock because I feel like it's almost at the level of like what mock makers would make. Obviously, the designers did have to bring in some new parts, but even then, I still think this is a really good car. So, one of the gripes I had with this set was the front. And I think the designers did a very good job at the front, but they didn't get it to a perfect level just because of durability standards that Lego has with their sets. So obviously, since now I have it and I'm just gonna make it a mock, I'm not gonna care at all about the durability of the front. Things can be attached precariously because I'm not gonna be like crashing the car into other things or whatever. So I just have it at the side right now. I'm gonna move it to the front, and I have this side disassembled, but this side assembled, and I'm just gonna put the car aside and show you here some pictures of the real car itself, followed by the a picture of the front of the set as it was when it was sold. So one of the things that I noticed at the front of the car was that these ice skate pieces were meant to represent lines coming up underneath the front lights, but those lines were in line with the center of the car here, as you can see in the pictures on the side. But on the set itself, they were misaligned, so they looked something like that. And I just felt like that was really off. So I went ahead and fixed that, and it was actually really simple to fix it. I'll show you how to do it right here. Um, so first thing I did was I took off. I'm just gonna take this off for the sake of showing it. Um, when you look inside the car, I took off a few pieces. So if you compare this to the way it's actually built for the set, you'll see three pieces missing, I think. So I think there were some slopes on each side, and then there was like an inverted slope here. I just took all those off. So obviously that made the mock less durable. But again, like it doesn't really matter to me, and it's not like it's falling apart on its own or anything. And then you can also see underneath there, I think I've taken off a few. I've taken off a few parts there as well, just to clear up some space, and that allows this hood to go all the way down. And I've also taken off one of the clips at the front, so that gives the car a lower profile, which is also, I think, a bit more accurate to the real thing. And then afterwards, with these ice skate pieces, there used to be two studs with holes on them on the top of on the top of the bar here. I've taken off both of them, and I've only included one in dark bluish gray right there. Um, the reason for having just one is that it allows you to adjust the height of the ice skate pieces themselves. So you can get it a bit lower, or but not too low. So just in line with the hood of the car. And this will take a bit of adjusting. It took me about a few minutes of just messing around with it, getting it at the right height. Obviously, you don't have to do that with the set. That's why it was designed the way they did it. But with this, just put that there, and then I think I have it aligned quite well. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's close. And you get the idea. So now basically, when you look at it, there is a continuous line there. Um, and also you're starting to get more of that the weird shape of the intake that it has as well. I just think this evokes the real thing a bit more. And again, like I completely understand all the decisions that the designer made when designing the car, because obviously it's made as a toy. But if you're trying to get it a lot more accurate, then I think this will really help. Um, I think one of the things that people complain about is the fact that the lights were made with these prints, because it's not as realistic as, making it brick built or anything like that. But actually, I really like these prints because they're quite metallic and they really stand out on the shelf. It's a pity that they chose such a dull color for the car, the dark bluish gray, but the lights really help make it stand out. So a couple more minor things that I did change was I added this roller skate piece here across some in the middle of some plates just to give it a physical depiction of the. It's got like some kind of decoration here on the real car, and the Lego set represented it with stickers. I just thought I could put in some roller skates there and it'll do the same thing basically, but a bit better. Um, Another thing I did was that I moved the seat. So the figure used to sit on these four studs here, but instead I put some tiles on there and I took out the plates with the steering wheel and everything, and I actually just made a steering wheel out of a single round black stud, and I just redecorated it a bit. And what that allows is for minifigures to sit in the car with their hair pieces. So I've got this minifigure with a ponytail, which is notoriously difficult to fit in these type of cars, and she can fit fairly low in there. Got another one of these. I bought two of the Pagani sets so I could get a couple of the minifigures as well. Again, pretty thick hair piece on this one, and I'll just put the put a stud back, and when I close it up, you can see that this doesn't fit perfectly, but it's just because of the flex of the plastic. But you can see that I can actually push it down, so there is some clearance there still. So I like that a whole lot more. I can have figures with hair in there. The final thing that I modified with this car is the back piece. So I've seen a couple of people post how they fixed their the disassembly at the back. It would like go up and down quite a lot, and it's fairly annoying. But yeah, like I'm kind of annoyed that it's not actually flush, but it is as close as it can get. The way I did it was I just placed some a 1x1 tile on these two bits, and then I added a 1x1 plate in the middle of this slope here. I found that this for me worked best in terms of not flexing any of the plastics. I also took out, so I'm just going to show this here. There used to be a 1x2 plate as a spacer for the clips, but I took those out just so that I could adjust the length of the clip, the depth of the clip in the holes to be just the right amount. Again, this will take like a few minutes of just messing around with it, getting it at the best angle for you. But yeah, I think it's worked out well for me. Like I noticed that I think with this configuration, none of the parts flex, and it doesn't move. Like it's staying still. It is a pity that it's not flush for me, but that's how I fixed it for myself at least. Oh, it's a lot better on this side actually. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the this set. Oh, I actually did one more minor thing. The there used to be I have an L plate here. There used to be one of these instead. Um, what that does is it stops this from going lower at the back. So if I had the this type of plate, I wouldn't be able to press it down. But now I can, and I can try to just adjust it so that it sits flush. It's a bit difficult. It's kind of a pity that the plastic does flex, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, there you have it. That's how I've made my Pagani Utopia a lot more accurate at the front, at least in my opinion, and also fit a couple of minifigures with hair pieces as well. Um, Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned a bit of something. Maybe get some inspiration for doing your own thing with your mock or set. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.